Welcome to InnerGLOW, the podcast that helps you to ditch anxiety, judgment, stress, and self-doubt, and instead embody ease, confidence, flow, abundance, and self-love. I'm your host, Bhavna Meg, mindset and energy coach, and founder of Stepping Into You. I work with individuals just like you on emotional, mental, and energetic levels to help you to fall in love with yourself and glow from the inside out. This is episode 16. Today we talk about falling in love. Not just with anyone, but the person who, through my own experience and with talking with so many different clients, is the person that we fall in love with the last. If we even ever do at all. I'm talking about you falling in love with yourself. In today's episode, I'll be sharing an experience that I had recently where I became incredibly aware of just how long it had been that I wasn't in love with myself, how that affected me in that moment, and the appreciation that I've created around that since. As always, listen all the way to the end where I'll be sharing with you a beautiful way to fall in love with yourself more and more every day. It's really quite amazing how much judgment we hold of ourselves and how we've learned to be so critical of our own beingness. Whether that's come from a lack of not being told that you were loved, or whether it's from being put down about your own personal achievements when you did things as a child. We've been accumulating this programming for a long, long time. Accomplishment and sharing and shining about accomplishments yourself, your own personal achievements, was bragging, told not to be so full of ourselves. Perhaps it was, well, you've done that. What about this next thing? And it was never quite enough. I remember when I went back to university to do my master's degree, and after the first semester, I was really excited and nervous to get my results in the post. And sitting at home, got the letter and I opened it up and I had a distinction on both of the modules that I'd done in the first semester. I was absolutely chuffed with having had an experience of doing my undergraduate degree, which was really challenging because of health issues that I was experiencing at the time. I was so adamant to put my all into my studies with my master's degree so I could achieve the highest grade. However, my dad's first response was, well, when are you going to get married? And this was so conflicting for me. I've just had this amazing accomplishment as far as I can see for myself, proving to myself that I could do better in university. And to hear the first thing my dad say, when are you going to get married? It felt like, so what, you've got your degree. It's not enough until you are married. And I know now, having done lots of healing and release processes for myself, that my dad's intentions were entirely loving. One of his goals as a father to make sure that his daughter is looked after. And part of that comes with being married. And that's okay. But in the moment, it was absolutely a feeling of not being good enough and continuing to reinforce feelings of not being good enough that I was already holding within myself. It continues to amaze me every single time when I hear somebody talk to me and the criticisms they make about themselves. I'm amazed because these women who are sharing these criticisms with me are just absolutely beautiful. I can feel it in their heart, and their inner glow is so illuminating, but their conscious words are not very kind and loving of themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, I've always have been and often still am my own hardest critic. Hand on heart, I can say that it is nowhere near what it used to be. I am nowhere near judging myself in hateful ways. My criticisms are much more based on my ability to be even greater and achieve higher goals than I am at the moment. For example, I've been doing a cleanse and detox over the last couple of weeks, and it's led to my body shape and weight changing a little bit. Whilst I know that I'm a lot slimmer than I know that I have been sometimes. And I've had situations like this in the past where I've been through detoxes, and my self-talk isn't about the ugliness or the lack of that I have in my body. It rather comes with the knowing that my body is becoming even more whole and alive and strong at the cellular level. And when I'm ready, I can start to exercise again more regularly, and my body will be the shape it needs to be for me to be able to do all the things that I love to do. I stroke my body every single day. I put oil on it and I'm so present with my body. It's strong, it's healthy. I love it, and it loves me. Recently, I was on a date, and somehow in conversation, I can't quite recall, but it came up that I had been doing a lot of work on myself in several years, and a lot of that work has come with releasing in attachments to past relationships that I felt that I still had, any hurts that I had, really moving through into a space of peace, non-attachment, and having love for all of those individuals that have been in my past, whether it was for a short time or a long time. Finding myself in a place where I have no attachments or desire to be with anybody from my past. This has come with falling in love with everything that I am, who I am, and learning to appreciate my own worth, to feel worthy of my own love and the love of others. Saying this out loud, that this is work that I've been doing in the last few years, really brought into my awareness that I'd lived most of my life, 35, 36, 37 years of my life, not feeling worthy of love, not loving myself. That brought a deep sense of sadness for everything that I used to be, for the child that I was, for the adult that I was. Before we continue with the next part of the show, if what I've shared with you today is resonating with you, leave a review. It goes a long way to help share the love with others who are going through the same things and would benefit from the tips and tools to turn on their inner glow. Another way to share the love is by making a donation at patreon.com/steppingintoyou to share your love with me and with others. The sadness was very much attached to that I hadn't been able to do this for myself much, much sooner. That I had been this little child who didn't feel like she deserved to be loved. That I was this adult who had been on many dates, been around many people, whether they were relationships or friends, not feeling worthy of love. That it had taken me so long to fall in love with myself, to truly appreciate and know that I am deserving of and worthy of receiving love and giving it to myself. With this sadness came a deep sense of appreciation, that I can look back on my life and really love everything that I have been and how it has helped me to become the person that I am now. A deep sense of appreciation that I do love myself now and that I fall in love with myself all of the time. A sense of appreciation that I can look deeply into my own eyes in the mirror and tell myself without blinking, without a flinch, that I love me, that I truly, deeply love me. I was grateful that the guy that I was on a date with listened. He held space for me to experience the emotions that were coming up and share what it was that I was feeling. the process that happened so very quickly and unexpectedly, as well as reflecting back to me that I love myself now, and that's the most important thing. Falling in love with yourself is not a journey that ends once you've done it, by any means. Constant expansion and learning about yourself gives you more opportunities to fall in love with you in the same way that you would your partner. Yet this very unexpected experience allowed me to witness myself, witness my journey, and really appreciate even more deeply. And I've used that word a lot, appreciation, but it has really allowed me to appreciate everybody where they're at in terms of their own journey and the self-talk that they're doing, and be grateful that I've been able to do this now, and I can help people to do this now for themselves as well. Today's tip is going to allow you to create more loving language around yourself. You're going to do this as if you were talking to you, but were somebody else. So perhaps you want to imagine you're using the voice of your partner or your best friend. When you're talking about yourself, imagine as if it was your partner, your best friend, your parent saying to you what you are saying to yourself. Now, that may have sounded like I've spun you around in a big, massive circle. So I'm going to give you an example. Imagine that you've just woken up and you've gone to the bathroom, you're brushing your teeth and you're sorting your hair out. Every thought that you have about yourself, replay it as if it was your best friend, your partner, your parent saying it to you. Replay it with the same amount of love, care, affection that they would say it to you. Replacing the you word with I. So if your partner, your best friend, or your parent says to you, "You look wonderful this morning," you will say to yourself, "I look wonderful this morning," and really feel into the love and affection of the words as if they were coming from the other person, but feel into them for yourself. This can take a little bit of practice, and that's completely okay. Get super comfortable with saying these things to yourself and about yourself. When we start to reprogram the negative self-talk, we start to come back into this balance of self-love. And it is our natural state. You totally deserve to feel it, always. And why not feel it now instead of never? Wouldn't it be an absolute shame if the last person to fall in love with you was you? That's all for today. I truly hope you spend some time falling in love with yourself. Join me next week for episode 17, the one that got away. Thanks for joining me today, and be sure to subscribe at steppingintoyou.com/InnerGLOW so you don't miss any glowing possibilities. And if you'd love to support InnerGLOW, you can make a donation at patreon.com/InnerGLOW. Sending you love, hugs, and magic.